of course, no panel would be complete without the new champ on stage. All he's done is won the Mr. Olympia this past year, the gift, Phil Heath. As we go, guys, we got a couple of microphones here. You guys can pass down, but like I said, we're going to kind of focus on the feedback. That's what we're going to focus on here today. We're going to focus on the supplements, training and nutrition, that type of thing. Steve, I'm going to start with you all the way in the end. You've got your pro debut coming up in just a few weeks. A lot of people that don't know this already, you're a full-time firefighter. So you've actually got a real job. I think it should be on. Is it on? Okay. Steve's a full-time firefighter, so he's the only one of us that has a real job up here. And how do you balance that, Steve, obviously, with trying to be a full-time bodybuilder as well?
First, thank everybody for coming out. It's definitely a balancing act, me working for 24 hours at a time, and then trying to balance traveling and competing. But you know, I try not to let it stand in my way. I work with a lot of really great guys that support me. You know, anytime I have a show, I plan a lot of my vacation days around it. So a lot of it has to do with just managing time properly and making sure I'm always prepared, always have my meals, and you know, always have my training regimen planned out for, you know, a month or two at a time rather than going day to day. So everything's just all about planning and being prepared.
Well, that's for sure. Let me go to Branch Horn. Now, Branch, you also have a, quote, real job. You actually run your own business and have for many years. But this year gave you a little bit of an extra twist because you got another mouth to feed at home. So how has being a brand new father made life a little bit more different for you getting ready for shows?
You know, fatherhood is awesome. If you asked me 7 years ago if I wanted kids, I would have said, heck no. But this has been the biggest blessing in my life. You know, yeah, you know, the month of March was hard because I was a month from Arnold, and the month of February, right there, because she was born February 6th, and so those last 4 weeks were a little tough, but, you know, Trish stepped up and did everything. Let me focus on the contest, and, you know, she always takes over the business and does a lot of that the last month anyway, so she pulled double duty and did an outstanding job, and then I did what I was supposed to do in one, so it's, you know, you can always make excuses why not to do something, but you know, you just gotta overcome it. You know, find a way and overcome, make it happen.
Well, you're the king of overcoming things because, as most people know by now, Branch suffering a devastating knee injury actually tore his quad. If you've obviously seen Branch's quads, that's a big injury. Nobody projected you to be on stage. Everybody figured you'd probably see him at next year's Olympia at best. You said, no way, I'm going to defend the Arnold Classic Championship again. And you did successfully, so congratulations once again, Branch. Nobody's ever come back from that type of an injury, let alone won the competition. That's Branch Horn for you.
Thank you. You know, I said at the Olympia press conference, I said I would come back and do the Arnold and defend it successfully, and I do what I say. I do what I said. So, like I said, man, you can always make excuses why not to do something, but you know, I love what I do. I love this sport, and I love being a pro bodybuilder, so I'm not going to go out like that.
All right, we're sitting next to you, our four-time Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler. Jay, we're going to kind of focus more on the supplements, nutrition, and things today. I see you sporting your new colors on your shirt. Maybe you can tell everybody here in attendance what you got cooking and about your brand new product line.
Yeah, I launched on actually in June with a new supplement company called Alpha Helix, so I've been working on that. Of course, you know, we'll lay that out. June is going to be launched pretty much worldwide everywhere and be available on the shelves.
Well, obviously there's a lot of supplement brands out there, Jay. Yours you've actually put out has gotten some very good review so far out there from the people, various distributors, people in the know. Why is your product different and unique?
Well, we have a lot of different formulas. You know, we're not a copycat formula, which happens a lot in the industry. We'll have a lot of patents that people don't have at this current time, and you know, that's why it's going to make it the best. I mean, I've been trying out a lot of the new products, doing some taste testing, and we're ready to roll this thing out and do pretty much, you know, full line leading up to the next year.
Jay, I know you're getting that out. Currently, as we're speaking, where is Alpha Helix going to be available for those who are interested?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I understand you have an exclusive contract with Europa.
Yeah, we won't be working with GNC just yet, but you know, pretty much Europa has everything everywhere, and you know, we haven't done total exclusive yet, but it looks to be that way, and you know, that's pretty much all over the place.
All right, give me the shameless plug website address. There's got to be somewhere you can go to learn more about Alpha Helix or order it.
AlphaHelixUSA.com.
All right, well, congratulations on that venture, Jay. Jay, do you think Phil Heath could maybe win an Olympia if he had some Alpha Helix?
He's on the muscle tech program still, so sooner or later.
Well, muscle tech certainly didn't hurt you any. That's obviously you won 4 Olympias.
Yeah, but you know, I'm coming back to win it, so it doesn't matter anyway.
There we go. All right, Phil. Our new Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath. Well, Jay, he passed the scepter to you, passed the torch, and now he wants it back.
He can go try. And he ain't gonna get it.
The student versus the teacher. Looks like the student has upped his game a little, Jay, huh?
Well, you know, once I won the Olympia, you know, I realized that I have this special, you know, privilege into, you know, repeating, because, you know, I'm beating a lot of guys, you know, at their prime, and, you know, I'm just getting started. So the good thing is that as long as I stay healthy, stay motivated, you know, I think, you know, better things are gonna, you know, continue to happen. So, you know, my main objective is just to be better than I was last year. You know, I have a good time while I'm doing it, promote the sport of bodybuilding. You know, Team Muscle Tech has been awesome for me, and I'm sure it's with Ranch as well. But, you know, come September is all business. And obviously, whoever wants it, you know, they know where to find me. I'll be, you know, that last guy coming out on stage, but, you know, I'm going to definitely be the last guy standing, so it's going to be great.
Phil, you're definitely not hard to find. The one change you have had over this last year is obviously being the new Mr. Olympia is travel. Obviously, we've been at a lot of shows together, Phil. You are literally all over the place. You were in Germany last week. You went off to Russia. Now you're here. Phil, how important is supplementation, and how do you actually manage to include it into your travel plans? Obviously, you got to either pack meals or be able to supplement. How much does liquid protein come into the mix when you're traveling?
You know, I would say quite a bit, because obviously with the travel, you know, you can't pack meals all the time, especially once you land internationally. You know, the customs, you know, they give you a hard time with that. But the great thing about, you know, being with Team Muscle Tech is that they have distributors all over the world. So all the places that I go to usually have product, you know, delivered right to my room. And, you know, I have all my, you know, BCAAs, you know, my protein, and, you know, pre and post workout supplements. So, you know, I'm really not at a disadvantage, you know, to be honest.
Well, definitely a different challenge for you, Phil. Like I say, you've got lines, of course, everywhere. Now you know what Jay was going through. Obviously, the last 4 years as Mr. Olympia, one of the most popular bodybuilders still to this day. Very different, though. Like when you got hundreds, if not thousands of fans that want to get a little bit of time with you and get a picture, and you got to get a meal in. How do you do that?
It's very difficult, but, you know, I find a way. Usually, you know, like what Steve Kuclo was talking about, I'm sure everybody on this panel will agree. You know, you just have to plan for it. And the great thing about having, you know, sponsors is that you can have someone go get that for you, and all it takes is maybe 10 minutes for me to take a break and then to go eat, and then go back to the booth, you know, sign autographs, take pictures, and, you know, mingle with fans. But like I said, organization is just key, and sticking to the script.
All right, thank you, Phil. Steve Kuclo. Got a regular job, like I say, you're able to obviously bring your meals to work. Being a fighter actually does help because you have stretches of time. Obviously, you're not, you know, at a desk 9 to 5. But for those out there who don't necessarily want to be Mr. Olympia, but want to up their game, make improvements, get a better physique, what would be a few keys that you would tell somebody out there who works a regular job? How do they get meals to work? How can they supplement throughout the day to get the protein requirements in?
Pretty much like I explained already, it's a little bit about making sure you're always prepared and being, always being consistent with everything you do. You can't have one good day, one bad day, one good day. Bodybuilding is all about consistency and making sure that, if you're pouring yourself into something, bodybuilding is 100%. It's the hardest sport out there. There's 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and always being prepared in what you want to do. So people always ask, how do I, miracles don't happen overnight with bodybuilding, and so it's a thing you got to plan for years and years of consistency and being dedicated to what your goals are.
All right, thank you, Steve. Well, Jay, you said you want the title back from Phil. Phil says, no way, I'm keeping a hold of it. Ranch says he's going to take it. I got a guy here who says he's going to beat all of you guys. Former Mr. Olympia, the Blade, Dexter Jackson in the house. Not to be outdone. Yeah, you did. You absolutely said that. Look at that, folks, or else you get 3 Mr. Olympias on stage, huh? Right here at the Show of Champions in Orlando, that's where you get it. Because everybody knows that the best bodybuilding fans are right here in Orlando, Florida. All right, Dex, you heard what these guys had to say. Huh?
What's up, bud?
What's up, Dex? Glad you could join us here today. Jay says he's getting the title back. Phil says he ain't giving it up to Jay or anybody else. You were Mr. Olympia. What are you telling Phil? All right, thanks for coming, Dex.
I'm too old to be trying to talk about I'm gonna win now, bro.
I'm too old.
But I'm gonna do my best, and Phil's a young cat. He's how old you feel? 30? Yeah, he's still a little similar, like still around his ear. Look at that. So Phil's gonna be very hard to beat, no matter how you look at it. He's a great champion, and Grant just won the Arnold. That's 2 times. He's a great champion as well. Jay Cutler needs no introduction. One of the best, greatest of all time, man. I'm just happy to be here to be able to beat these guys. These guys pushed me to be at my best, so I'm just see what happens, man. I'm the best I can.
Well, apparently, Dex, the old dog can learn some new tricks because even after you've been Mr. Olympia, you stepped your game up. You've been doing a lot of your training out in California under the tutelage of the great Charles Glass, one of the world's most renowned trainers. But he's got your training differently, he's got your nutrition and your supplementation differently. How has that changed your training at this stage of your career?
It's helped out a lot, training back in Jacksonville where I'm from. It's kind of, there's not a lot of people that really train and push me there. So Charles asked me to come out and train with him. I said, why not? So I started training with him. I love the results that I got, and then I started working with George Farah. And his work speaks for itself. It's been an honor working with him. I'm glad he took me on, and we've been doing great things together.
All right, Dex, we're going to do something a little bit different here today. Like I said, we're going to kind of focus on nutrition and training and all that kind of stuff, and that's great. But I'm always interested to hear what you guys think about each other when it comes to being in the business and what the future holds. In your opinion, should Jay come back and try to regain the throne? Or should he take his 4 Olympia titles and work on his supplement line and be the businessman? If you're giving Jay advice, you're Jay's trainer, you're his guru, and whatnot. Should Jay go back on the Olympia stage?
Well, I think if Jay is 100% committed to training, and he came back and he knocked me off, took the title from me, so I'd love to see him come take that shit from Phil.
It's good for the goose.
Please come back at your best and take the title from Phil. Now get back to Phil to follow you. Take it back from him, bro. You did me wrong, man.
All right, what do you say, Jay? Now, Jay, I know you've said that you want to definitely get back on the Olympia stage. You still think you got some gas in the tank. With the new company, and obviously the focus now on being more of the businessman, not that you've never done that before, because you're known for doing a lot of great business as a bodybuilder. How important is getting back on the Olympia stage?
It is important. I mean, I want to get up there, of course. you know, I want to get back up to speed. I had bicep surgery in February. I'm about 8 weeks past that now. To get back in the gym, I got a little bit last week. I'm getting back slowly. Arms, you know, I still can't do a lot with it, so I'm pushing the clock for this year. And, you know, hopefully I get back up to speed. But I'd love to win the title again. I mean, everyone would love to see the story. I mean, it was such a big deal when Branch came back after his injury, won an Arnold Classic that no one thought he would do, right? Everyone thought, counted you out, said that you couldn't do it. You know, Phil's the new blood coming in. Very good, improving every single day. You know, we all it's like, you know, Dexter says, well, he's too old to go win the Olympia, but I'm sure he'd like to. Of course, you're getting up there, you're going to compete in the Olympia to try to win it. It really just depends on that day. I mean, Steve's trying to work his way up to the top right now. He wants to get on the Olympia stage. He's trying to qualify here in a few weeks, New York Pro. So, your dream is to win the Olympia. I always said I wanted to win, you know, at least, you know, 1 title, then it turned into 2, and then I said 3. I won the 4th, and of course I was going for the 5th this year. Phil took that from me, so I'll get up there and try to do my best. I mean, I'm going to do it again. It's just that how I'm going to come in and do it, I'm not really sure yet. Once I get up to speed, I think I can make that decision. But, you know, it's not just Phil. I mean, there's a lot of guys. I mean, I think Branch is coming on strong. You know, he's still going to look at, I mean, Dexter the contender, Dennis Wolf. There's so many great bodybuilders, and if fans ask me, you know, who's your competition? I mean, it's multiple guys. It's not just Phil Heath because he's the title holder. Of course, you know, we're trying to get it from him, but, you know, we're still trying to hold position and fight off people. I mean, Brent's been second to me, Dexter's beat me. You know, he's been, you know, second, third. You know, this guy's up and coming, so you have to be prepared for everyone pretty much.
All right, thank you, Jay. Jay, a quick update on the bicep. As most people know by now, just weeks before the Olympia, you suffered a bicep injury doing a photo shoot. That required surgery you just got not too long ago. We know you had to take some time off in the gym. How's that progressing along?
It feels good. You guys seen all the updates on musculardevelopment.com. I'm putting out a lot of videos out there as I start training. And of course, you know, you'll be able to catch me online a lot there. And, you know, you'll see updates as we go through the magazines. And, you know, I just want to thank everyone for the support. It's like, you know, Brand's coming back. I'm sure you got a lot of great feedback from people saying, get back there. We want to see you on top. I'm coming back.
He'll be back. Branch Warren. Steve Kuclo, the new guy here in the lineup, going to be making his pro debut in New York in just a few weeks. How much longer, in your estimation, before Steve Kuclo is fighting you guys on stage at the Olympia?
I don't know. If he wins in New York, I guess he'll probably be on stage in September with us. So, I don't know.
So he's got the tools, in your opinion. He can win New York.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy, man. I told Steve years ago he'd be a pro. And he's got little bitty calves, too. And so, no, man, he's got everything in his favor, man. He's young. What are you, 26? Yeah, so I turned pro when I was 26, so, I mean, he's got the whole world in front of him, man. He's got a great physique, good balance. He's big, and he's tall for a bodybuilder, and he's balanced, but he's filled out, so. I mean, the sky's the limit. It's just a matter of how hard he wants to work. And, hey, take your shirt off. Hey, y'all want to see what he looks like?
Hey, come on, that's like an introduction. It's like when you go to a frat house and you gotta, go through all the steps. I think each one of these guys had to do the same thing. Steve, you gotta show the fans what you got.
You're a rookie up here. The rookie got a pose. Yeah, let's see what's up, Steve. We want the whole deal.
Maybe if the fans want to see it enough, maybe we get Steve to hit a couple shots.
Let's go, Steve.
Come on, Steve. Uh-oh. Look out. What do you think, folks? Can Steve Kuclo win the New York Pro?
Now, as far as, Jay coming back to the Olympia, man, I told him about myself and just about every other damn thing we could tear. So, if he wants it bad enough, he could be there. So after I came back from my quad injury in 6 months, and if he wants it, I'm sure he'll be there.
Well, Steve, we've talked about how supplements are important. We talked about training. Obviously, these guys with Muscle Tech, Branch, a long time Muscle Tech. Jay was with them a long time. He's got his own product line now. You're sporting Evagen, obviously, as most of us know, that's Honey Rambod's line. Also with the FST7 training, still trying to figure out what happened to the FST 1 through 6, but we'll save that for another seminar. Yeah, we've got, we're representing all kinds of folks. We have Flex Magazine, Muscular Development, Gas. These guys are walking billboards. Of course, that's how we make our money in bodybuilding. Tell me about FST7. Now, Jay, you've actually worked with that with Hani. Steve, you're currently using that program for your debut. Well, FST7 is created by Hani Rambod. He's my trainer as well as the creator of Even Nutrition, who I'm sponsored by. You know, a lot of you see the DVDs that Hani's come out with Jay, Phil, and myself. A lot of good information on those, but really the FST7 is a training style that's a volume training. It's not about just crazy weights or anything like that. It's all about volume, blood volume training, and to really expand the muscle and help it grow and shape the muscle rather than just kind of get big. So Hani's all about shaping, and bodybuilding's about shaping the muscle rather than just necessarily size or strength. So and that's one thing that FST7 incorporates. Phil Heath, defending the Olympia title this year, different feel than chasing it?
I would say, you know, yeah, it's a little different just because of the fact that I've been traveling a lot, but, you know, going into this contest, I mean, just like what Jay said, you know, you're not getting ready for just one individual. You know, when people ask me yesterday, you know, who's your main competition? Are you afraid of this guy? I'm never afraid of anybody. You know, my goal is to be better than I was last year. I definitely feel that I have the tools to be better than last year. And as long as I'm healthy, I think great things will happen. You know, really, I try not to put, you know, too much stress on myself. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of stress. One of the first things that Jay told me when I did win was, you know, everything's cool until you start getting ready for the show for the first title defense. You know, because the expectations are very high. But, you know, I started to think about it, and and realize since I turned pro, I've had pressure on me. You know, I had my second cover of Flex said the future of bodybuilding on. So I had a lot of pressure on me coming up throughout the ranks, and this is no different. I mean, obviously a lot's at stake, but I'm up for the challenge, and you know, I can't wait to get back in the gym. You know, I've been traveling a lot, and I can't wait for the prep to start, you know, in a month. You know?
Well, Phil, a lot of people had you at 100% last year, which I don't think is too far a stretch to say. Obviously, you won the show. You made a very good lineup, which include these guys. Can you improve this year? Are you trying to step the game up, or is it really a matter of maintenance at this point? If you're going to improve something, what are you going to improve?
Well, I think that the game plan essentially was just to be the most complete bodybuilder on the stage. And I think I was that guy last year. And I'm just letting everything happen, you know, without stressing out. There's no particular body part that I'm trying to bring up or anything like that. I'm just collectively going to get bigger. A lot of people don't realize, I mean, I grew up playing basketball, and, you know, I've only been bodybuilding, it'll be 10 years in October. So a lot of these guys have been bodybuilding for 20 years, maybe 25. But realistically, I mean, as long as I stay healthy, I stay hungry, stay humble, I don't see it being a problem for me improving, because I'm my hardest critic. You know, I look at photos, I look at videos of myself, and, you know, I'm not always happy about what I see. So, you know, I already got the blueprint right now. I'm going to rip it up and then start another one, and, you know, keep on trying new things and hopefully win again.
Phil, you don't have any plans of making your arms any bigger, do you?
No.
Absolutely not. Well, Dex, we talked many times, obviously, since you won the Olympia back in 2008, showing that you never saw yourself winning. You saw yourself as the Arnold Classic champ many years ago. You never really envisioned yourself being the Olympia champ. Now that you've won the show, is that still a reality at this point? Winning it again?
You know what? Going into the show in 2008 when I won, you know, like I told you, I never thought I could win. And I won. You know, I went from a bantamweight. A lot of people don't realize I was a bantamweight. I was 137 pounds. My first show. I'm the only Mr. Olympian to ever win as a bantamweight. So, you know, anything can happen. You know, like I said, I never thought I could win, but it happened. So I'm not gonna say I can't win again because, you know, these guys been coming off. You know, all the chips has to fall, I feel, for me to win again. Just like they did for 08. You know, Jay had to be off for me to win. That happened. You know, so anything can happen.
Absolutely, anything can happen and does happen in this world. Branch, you've overcome every obstacle there is out there. Nobody saw you coming back as early as you did. You defended the title successfully, but can you beat Phil Heath for the Olympia?
Yes. Come on, man. I ain't gonna win any big contest or accomplish anything in life if you don't believe it yourself. You know? I mean, of course, everyone on the stage is, you know, believes they can win. And, you know, actually, he's won it once. I guarantee he wants to win it again. I know Phil don't want to give it up. He's having time in his life. I know Jay, man, he's got that drive. He wants it back. And, you know, Steve, since he's lifted weights, I'm sure he's dreamed of being a Mr. Olympian. So, you know, we wouldn't be where we are. We wouldn't be on the stage if we didn't believe we could win. So, I don't care what the critics and all the people say, you know, the experts and all that. I think you were the only one that picked me to win the Arnold. But, you know, that doesn't matter because I believe in myself. And they've always said I didn't have what it takes, I wasn't good enough, I couldn't overcome, but I always have.
All right, well, one thing I think we can all agree on, folks, is the Olympia is going to be one hell of a show this year. Guys, I'd like to thank you all for coming out and spending your time. I'd like to introduce our show promoters for the weekend here, Miss Ed and Betty Pariso. Folks, while I got the Parisos up here, they don't know that I know this, but I do understand that you and Betty are celebrating your 21st wedding anniversary this weekend.
And I'd like to say thank Muscular Development and Muscle Tech. This doesn't exist. You know, getting these guys here, paying their expenses, that's a lot to do. Muscular Development stepped up, and Muscle Tech stepped up. We'd like to thank them for getting these guys here. It's a great seminar. This is a great lineup for us at the Europa show. And we want to thank everybody for doing that.
All right, well, while they're taking a few pictures, folks, all the superstars will be out in the expo throughout the duration of the weekend. You can get some autographs, we got 8x10s, DVDs, lots of t-shirts, all that kind of good stuff. So stop by their booths, get a picture with the champs. How about a big hand for our Olympia Inspired to line up here? Steve Kuclo making his debut in New York in just a few weeks. All right, folks. All right, folks, in just a few minutes, we're going to be starting the pro portion of the event. IFBB Superstars will be right on this stage in just a few moments. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll see you right back here in just a little bit.